Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a brand new live edition of Dodgers Territory. We are your hosts. That is Clint Pasillas. I am Alanna Rizzo, taking you through the next half an hour. A little bit of housekeeping first, Clint. Spring training is in full effect. The Dodgers and the Cubs first pitch, like right now, as far as that's concerned, basically. So thanks for being with us. Keep an eye on us. Keep an eye on the game. Starting on Monday, we are switching up our times a little bit because spring training is going to be in full swing. So you and I are going to be on at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern my time, because we're going to go ahead and follow foul territory. So it's basically fair territory, foul territory, Dodgers territory. We're moving everything up to stay within the sync of spring training. So now that is out of the way, don't forget 5 stars, rate us, like us, subscribe, all the things. Let's get into the big ticket.
Let's do it.
Baseball is happening at Camelback Ranch right now. Yoshinobu Yamamoto starting the Dodgers Cactus League, lid lifter, if you will, taking a phrase from Bill Plunkett. Only expected to go 1 inning, but Clint, this could be the start of what you think is going to be a very big year for Yamamoto.
Yeah, I mean, year 2, Yamamoto, he's already getting rave reviews from Dave Roberts out of camp. He's looking ready. He's looking hungry. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. He's starting game 1, but of course, with the shortened spring training, the team heads to Tokyo in about, 3 weeks? Or less than 3 weeks, they head there, and then we are less than a month away from a couple of real games, Alanna. That is fun. So, Yamamoto, I'm looking forward to seeing how dialed in he is because, again, we've heard a lot of good things early out of camp.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. In fact, I talked to Lon Rosen earlier today, still trying to get us on that damn charter to Tokyo, and he told me no again. Oral Hershiser is not going. Oral just had hip surgery. So I was like, all right, well, that's 1 seat. Can I take it? He said no. I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. But the Dodgers leave on March 12th for Tokyo, and then they play the games, I believe, the 18th and 19th. So it is upon us. Betts, Muncy, Teoscar, Hye-seong Kim, among the most interesting in the lineup today. If you want to throw up that lineup, Clint Pasillas, what do you like about it? Just the fact, first of all, that it's the first lineup of spring. But what do you like about this lineup, if at all?
Well, one name you have to like in there is Mookie Betts. We're going to talk more Mookie a little bit later. Max Muncy, it's funny. It feels like we haven't talked a whole lot of Max this off season and into spring training. So to see him back there, see him, another season away from being a World Series champion, an off season away, I should say, being a champion, further removed from that issue he had with his back and ribs and all of that. Of course, Teo, we got to be happy about Teoscar Hernandez back in that lineup, but also you saw at the bottom, DHing today, the top prospect, Dalton Rushing. I love to see that. This is everything you want as a Dodger fan, except for some of those names there in the middle. I like Jimmy Outman getting a spot early here to get a chance to reestablish himself because he fell off pretty hard. But guys, this is game 1. Like you said, Alanna, it's 1 inning for Yamamoto. Mookie will probably be in there for 2 or 3. And we'll have some fun, and then we'll see a bunch of randos in the lineup, and then we'll do it again tomorrow with, I think it's Tony Gonsolin on the mound.
Yeah, I feel badly for all of the broadcasters in those late innings because it's like, here comes number 86. I have no idea who this person is. He's not even on the scouting sheet. I have no idea. That's tough. So Kirsten Watson and Tim Everett and Rick Monday, good luck with those later innings out there today on Sportsnet LA. The ABS system is going to be in play, Clint. I don't know what you think about this. For those just kind of joining the party here, it's the automatic ball and strike zone challenge system. So it's going to be in play at this Cactus League opener. Roberts said that he's only told 1 player not to use it. That's Max Muncy. I'm not sure why. Maybe you know more than I do about that. But what do you think about the ABS system? It's not going to be available for 2025 because they need a 45-day notice once it's implemented because of the new CBA. But it could very well be in play in 2026. What's your thought?
Yeah, it seems like it's lining up that way. I like it. I think having the opportunity to get calls right, or if there is a moment, a big play in a big game or a big moment, missed, strike three, or ball, whatever it is that can change the complexion of the game, to give a player, either the pitcher or the hitter, the opportunity to challenge that, and it's quick. I like the fact that it's quick. They have the lasers. You just tap your helmet or whatever the hell pitchers are going to be doing for it. It's a good addition to the game. So far, the changes MLB has implemented over the last couple of seasons, I don't hate them. The Ghost Runner can go straight to hell. I think that's dumb as hell. But so far, they have done a good job at doing this. And hey, you know what? Me and my friends, we love betting on dumb things, like putting $1 on dumb things during the game. To be able to put a bet on like a challenge real quick, gamify the system a little bit more, that seems fun to me. But I like it. What are your thoughts about the ABS?
Are you the guy that's doing all the prop bets and stuff, like how long the national anthem is going to be at Super Bowl and those types of things? I don't mind it. It's like, I understand that baseball is a sport where there's a lot of purists and people tend to hate the change. But think about the fact when we were instilling the pitch clock, when we were talking about bigger bases, when we were talking about limiting the amount of times a pitcher could throw over to first base to hold a runner on first. All of the different things, the ghost runner that you had mentioned, which personally in the regular season, I don't mind. As a sideline reporter for a better part of 15 years, like, let's go. Like, I don't need, I don't need 4.5-hour games. Okay.
Yeah.
In the postseason, I completely disagree that there should not be a ghost runner on second base in extra innings, but I digress on that. I don't mind the implementation of an ABS. Now, I say that with also saying this, I don't want umpires to lose their jobs. And I also think that there is a better part of the human element that I really like about baseball. I think if an ABS system is used in conjunction with human umpires, perhaps there's a possibility of that working in tandem. But I am one for change. I am one for making the game better. I am one for making sure that the calls are right. Again, I always go back to what would have been Galarraga's perfect game. Again, and Jim Joyce, I believe that was the first base umpire at the time. I feel badly for him, but again, a automatic ball and strike type of situation. I don't know. I see both sides of it, so I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth here. But I'm okay. I'm okay with it as long as, people have enough time to get used to it. And I think they will in this spring training. And then if it's implemented, it won't be until 2026. So I like the fact that there's no ghost runner in the postseason. That's fine with me. But I don't mind it in the regular season.
Yeah. Again, I agree with you. Getting games in and out and done earlier when there's 162 of them, you got to love it. Also, breaking news. Yamamoto strikes out his first hitter of the spring training, but then former Dodger Michael Busch lashes a single over the shortstop by the name of Mookie
send him
Betts.
Down. DFA him.
Well, it wasn't Mookie. It was a clean hit. But hey, you know what? Getting back to that lineup real quick. What are your thoughts on the latest with Shohei? Because you notice he is not in that lineup. It is Marcus Lynn Betts leading off, because we probably will not be seeing Shohei for a little while, as Dave Roberts updated at Camelback Ranch a couple days ago. Not going to see him until maybe the end of February. I think Shohei also had an update just a little bit before Game 1 here about he plans on being in the games as a DH by the end of February, which not that very far away. Any concerns about the health and well-being?
I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him still dealing with some shoulder discomfort from off-season surgery to repair that labrum in his left shoulder. But I know that they're going to be uber cautious with Shohei. There's no reason I don't care if Shohei takes an at-bat in spring training, honest to God. Like, I think it's important, obviously, that he's healthy. And again, of course, I'd love to see him in there every at bat, every game, but I can understand why they're being incredibly cautious with him, because they need him healthy for the regular season to hit in terms of the opener, and obviously healthy on the mound, probably looking at May as far as that is concerned. Freddie Freeman, also unlikely to see Cactus League action, Clint, in early going, still recovering from that ankle surgery. Maintains, though, that he should be ready for Tokyo. And again, those 2 games in Japan, those count. So do you have any level of concern when it comes to Freddie?
No, not even slightly. Freddie spoke at length at Dodger Fest about his recovery and where his ankle was, and he mentioned he's right on track for that opening day in Tokyo. Should be even better when you get to the domestic home opener and all of that. And what I love is by the time we get to real meaningful baseball, like we said, less than a month away now, we're gonna see these top four in that lineup, and I absolutely adore that. This is just a fun baseball team, and then there's no days off. There's no hitters off for pitchers when it comes to this Dodgers lineup. So said it a bunch in the offseason. It's a great time to be a Dodger fan.
Oh my God, you got to love that top of the lineup, though. That's just disgusting. Again, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, and then list goes on and on and on and on. I mean, Edman and Smith and Muncy, and it's a deep lineup. It's a fun lineup. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys can accomplish in this game. Is this the greatest top four ever? I mean, I'm not super awesome at history in terms of the game, like going way back to 1937. I don't know who the Yankees ran out there 1 through 4, which, by the way, that's why the numbers were set that way, right? You were number one if you were the leadoff hitter. That's how it started with the Yanks, right? You're number 2 in the 2-hole. Is this the greatest top four?
I mean, you have 2 or 3 surefire Hall of Famers in the top 3 there. Teoscar Hernandez, couple-time All-Star, one of the better hitters in the game, one of the better personalities. I think you would be hard-pressed to find a better, more complete top 4 hitters in baseball, and this is including obviously the vaunted Yankees. They're great. All the moves that the Mets made in the offseason, bringing back Pete Alonso, of course, bringing in Juan Soto and all that. But these guys are proven. They have been there and done that. Most of them, 2 of them, multiple times as World Series champions. Now Shohei in his first year going to the postseason, World Series champion, and he's pitching to help himself out even more. And again, Teoscar Hernandez, one of the most clutch hitters in the game, in baseball, and in the postseason. Put this lineup against anybody, I take it.
Yeah, you can say that again, as Ken Harrelson used to say. Put it on the board. Yes. All right, back in a moment with a quick word from our friends Eric Kratz and Scott Braun regarding Arena Club.
All right, FT fam, collectors, there is a new, better way to buy, sell, trade, or display your sports cards. It's called Arena Club. And Kratz, I know you love it. The FT fam's got to go to arenaclub.com/foul to sign up and get a little extra something I'll tell you about in a moment. But buying in the past was clunky.
It wasn't easy. But now you don't have to worry about any of the shipping. And it's easy right there. It's guaranteed authentic too for me, so I don't have to worry about that.
Exactly. Arena Club uses blockchain technology to deliver your card immediately. There's no shipping delays. You don't lose your card in transit. There's no, oh, my dog ate the card and now you don't have it, so here's a different one instead. So right now, 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/foul. Use code FOUL. That's arenaclub.com/foul. Code FOUL for 20% off your first purchase.
All right. Thanks, Arena Club, for being part of the show. We appreciate you guys very much. Mookie Betts is continuing to prepare for a season as the starting shortstop of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and he has been working with former starting shortstop, 2-time Gold Glove winner, 5-time All-Star Troy Tulowitzki, who I had the opportunity to cover as a member of the Colorado Rockies. Tulo recently saying, quote, "But I can truly tell you, I think he can be an elite defender at the position," which is just unbelievably crazy to say this by Jack Harris of the LA Times. Again, Clint, I covered Tulo, and one thing I remember about Tulo, he made his major league debut in 2006, and I started covering the Colorado Rockies in 2007. And there was time over the course of my tenure with the Rockies, I remember distinctly Tulo standing on a chair, and he said, "I've never lost at any level in my baseball career, not pro career, baseball career, starting Little League, T-ball, all the way up until now." And he's like, "I'm not about to start losing now." I mean, this is a guy that is one of the most competitive shortstops in the game. I think his career was cut short because of injuries. But this is a guy that played in the bigs for 13 years. Again, 2-time Gold Glove winner at short, and a 5-time All-Star. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to elite talent at that position. You like this move?
Yeah, I mean, I like Mookie taking all avenues, exploring all avenues at getting better at learning the position. We know this is somebody who absolutely is. I mean, if he didn't have to play baseball every day, he probably wouldn't. It's a job, but it's also a passion. He loves it. We know how much he loves the infield. To talk for him to talk to somebody who, as you mentioned, there has the accolades, has the hardware. Was, when healthy, a phenomenal shortstop, one of the best, and it's a shame that injuries derailed Tulo's career. But for Mookie, again, to be exploring all paths to getting better, having that full offseason as well to work with anybody who will tell him, give him a little bit of knowledge on how to get better. If it's not going to be, Miguel Rojas, like we saw a lot last year, it's Chris Woodward, as you guys talked about when I was on vacation a couple weeks ago. Dino Ebel talking to us about it. Dave Roberts talking at the start of spring training. Mookie already looking to quote 2 grades better at the position when it comes to throwing, when it comes to receiving the ball, which was never the issue. I love this. I love this for Mookie. I love this for all of us because this has been that storyline we've talked so much about. Oh man, if the Dodgers are going out and getting this much talent, why are they trying the right fielder at shortstop? Well, it turns out the right fielder at shortstop could be pretty dang good at the job. He just needs to, put in a little bit of work.
Yeah, I mean, and Teoscar can't play short, so we're going to put Teoscar in right where he needs to be. And Mookie is the most athletic person in baseball, period, in my opinion. So I have no doubt that he will continue to get better at the shortstop position. Mm-hmm. Funny story, really quick about covering Tulo. I was doing a live hit with the Colorado Rockies, doing a sideline hit, and I was trying to talk about Tulo in a hit I was doing, and I literally on air live TV called him the sharding shortstop instead of starting shortstop. So there you have it. So it just goes to show you just have to make fun of yourself and keep on going because it was live TV. Okay, so Hye-seong Kim could probably take the majority of reps at second base. That's what we had anticipated. However, according to Dave Roberts, this via Sonia Chen, who covers the team for MLB.com, we're going to see him at second, third, and center field this spring. So again, Clint, what I think about this is that they're doing it again. They're just getting a guy that is versatile, that can play a variety of positions. This kind of just goes with the Dodgers mold as of late.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, getting Kim in there, bouncing him around. If he finds a way to take control of second base, I think the Dodgers would love that, or taking charge at some position, they would love that. But we also know that, like you said, this is a team that loves to have options, versatility, or as they might say, optionality at positions, and Hye-seong Kim being that dude who could maybe be the next Chris Taylor type, because CT3, of course, in his final year of that 4-year deal that he signed a couple years back, probably about 3+ years ago, if we're using math here to our advantage. Having Kim be that dude who could kind of take the torch from CT3 and be the next utility guy, super utility guy, playing some short, playing third, playing second, left, center. That just helps the Dodgers so much, and it helps Kim get in the lineup and stay in the lineup. And this was a big reason why, we weren't shocked to see Gavin Lux traded. Yeah, the bat is good when he's right, when he's healthy, when he's mentally locked in and feeling good at the plate. He's a great hitter, but the problem is he is only able to play second base, or at least the Dodgers viewed him as only able to play second base, and that doesn't really fly when you're a Los Angeles Dodgers. So to have Kim take kind of the same roster spot that Luxie had and be able to play everywhere else, it just helps the Dodgers, and again, it helps Kim get in that lineup and stay at the big league level.
Yeah, I'm noticing our comments right now. D-Rod is telling me that Bobby Witt might have something to say about athleticism. He's incredibly athletic, but I think Mookie's a better overall athlete than Bobby Witt Jr. is. Right now, Max Muncy at the plate going up against right-hander Poteet. 1-2 is the count. No score, bottom of the first there, the Cubs and the Dodgers in what is a Tokyo Series preview. So there you have it. I like the fact that go ahead.
I was going to say one thing on that. I don't like necessarily Yamamoto facing the Cubs here, for the lid lifter when he's also going to face them in
but it's not
Tokyo.
like they're not gonna see everything that he has in his arsenal, and he's got to get some sort of game
Yeah.
action in before. I mean, I understand what you're saying because you're facing the
I just
enemy for
want to
the first
nitpick.
time.
This is the thing, guys. What I'm
Yeah, I
saying is
mean,
put it in the chat. Fire Dave Robertson. I am completely joking.
which
Dave, I
speaking of
love
that,
you.
let's get Robertson extension, please. Aaron Boone was extended today by 2 years, so let's. Roberts is on deck as far as that is concerned.
They're
Okay,
working on
Roki
it.
Sasaki. I have never seen this before, but Roki Sasaki threw a bullpen yesterday, and everyone and their grandmother was there watching this. Look at this crowd. It's like the entire team. You know that the front office is going to be there, obviously, but it's like all of his teammates are there. This is pretty. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is an organization that gets to enjoy the fruits of all of their labor and effort in scouting and going out of going above and beyond to sign Roki Sasaki. And yeah, I mean, I would imagine this was the biggest name, or at least the second biggest name of the offseason behind Juan Soto, but everybody had already seen Juan Soto. Now it's seeing Roki Sasaki. Now imagine the nerves, though. I mean, we heard Dave Roberts. He had mentioned Sasaki's first bullpen session kind of had some nerves going. It wasn't the sharpest. Second bullpen session better, and now has the live BP going. That's got to be a bit nerve-wracking for the kid who's still just, 23, 24. That's a lot.
I was gonna say, like, that's got to be really stressful. Like, you're a young kid. Remember, though, he's a non-roster invitee, so he's still trying to
Wink.
pitch for his job.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's got to be super nerve-wracking. Of course. I mean, I would imagine that's a little bit like, oh, geez, I guess we're really doing this, huh?
Yeah.
But it's fun to see everybody super excited. With Roki Sasaki in the house. Through 27 pitches, gave up a single to Edman. He had a strikeout, so that was his line, if you will, as far as that is concerned. I'm looking at this. It's just crazy to me, Clint. We're in this situation where it's February 20th. Baseball's finally here. It's really very, very cool to be a part of this, and I'm excited on our second season of Dodgers territory. And by the way, we're going to be there in Camelback on the 10th of March. We're going to be doing the show from there. We're also going to be doing foul territory throughout the week from Arizona. And then you and I get to sit down with Dave Roberts on the night of the 10th before they leave on the 12th for Tokyo to talk about Dave's mindset going into all of the different postseason scenarios and how everybody is a critic and how he maneuvered it beautifully, myself included. I picked the Padres in 5, whatever. Get over it. All right, let's get to last licks.
Let's do it.
All right, this is Chip. I want to introduce you guys to Chip. He was found on the streets there, pretty close to Griffith Park, roaming the streets with no home, with no owner, with no chip and collar and tag and all of the things. And he's such a sweet boy. He's a little bit timid, obviously. He's probably scared to death because his whole world has been flipped upside down, but he is such a good pup. I'll give you a little bit of information about him. He's really the perfect size. He's only about 40 pounds. He's about 13 months old. So he's a young pup. He's a mix. He looks exactly like 2 of my dogs combined, Gidry and my dog now, Bentley. He was abandoned, left on the streets, wandering aimlessly for hours on a very cold night there in Southern California. He's a gem of a dog, though. He loves people. He's a little timid, as I mentioned. He has medium energy, walks really, really well on a leash. He's intelligent. He's corrected easily. He's looking for a forever home. Gidry's Guardian Foundation will take care of all of his vet work and make sure that he is in tip-top shape. But if you're interested in adopting Chip or even fostering him right now, I would love for that. So no cost to you as a foster. Reach out. We'd appreciate your help very much. Okay, Clint, before we get to All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas, I finally found something that the unicorn that is Shohei Ohtani, I finally found something that he does not do well. It took him 30 years to do something wrong, but here it is. And leave it to TMZ Sports to let us know that Shohei Ohtani cannot parallel park.
Listen, well, one, shout out Will Ireton there, being the guide. Maybe he should have been the one parking there. I want to defend Shohei here a little bit. One, yeah, when you're parallel parking and all the cameras are there and there's some weirdos watching you, that's probably a little bit more nerve-wracking as well. But traditionally, here in the States, you don't parallel park that on that side. You back in toward with your your passenger door towards the curb. He's doing it a little bit backwards, a little bit different, probably not the way he's used to. So I'm gonna give some grace here to the unicorn, to the MVP. He didn't, you don't practice that way. Give him some slack. And also TMZ, come on.
No, it's funny too. That's Big Al, by the way. For anyone wondering, we all know Will Ireton, who is obviously was a translator for Kenta, was a translator for, now he's kind of with Shohei because of Ippei. But anyway, moving on from that. And that's Big Al. He's the head of Dodger security. So there's a reason that Big Al is with Shohei Ohtani, because they are both at the top of their game, if you will. Yeah, parallel parking's not easy, and most of the spaces in LA are for the size of a moped. So he has a nice Porsche, doesn't want to hit it. But I just thought that was funny. And by the way, that just goes to show you that like everything that man does is under scrutiny. Yeah. Everything.
Mookie, I think it was talking about that a little bit, how this is a dude who basically can't just live a normal life. He can't go out there and, if he went to PetSmart to get some toys for Decoy, and there would be a billion people there with cameras and flashes and asking him questions and things like that. He's got to be a little bit of a hermit, and that's just got to suck. But, the money's pretty decent, getting $2 million a year.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, but that's what you kind of sign up for, right? And he's very gracious every time that he is approached. Okay, what's coming up on All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas?
Tonight we will be live recapping the game a little bit. Of course, the Dodgers are playing at the moment. Yamamoto went out for his second inning, which was not the plan, but good to see Yama still out there looking good. 27 pitches at the moment. So we'll be recapping that, all of the day's news, highlights, and stuff like that. 6 p.m. Pacific time. All Dodgers with Clint Pasillas. Please do check that out. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you guys miss it, we had the guy calling this game, Tim Neverett, on the show on Monday. Talked about a whole bunch of Dodger stuff and what he's got going on there. And he showed us all of his homework, like a bunch of paperwork for calls he's going to be making this spring training, which, of course, for broadcasters, it is spring training as well.
It's spring training for all of us. Yes.
So we can get the sharding shortstop. Is that what it was?
I'm telling you, man, that was one of my finer moments of broadcasting. I don't think I won an Emmy that season, but that's all right. I have 7 other ones. So moving on. All right. Humble brag. Thanks for being with us, you guys. Clint and I will be back with a brand new episode on Monday of Dodgers Territory. Remember, an earlier time because everything's moving up because spring training is in full swing. So thanks for being with us. We appreciate it very much. Like us, subscribe, make us feel better. Go learn how to parallel park, Shohei. We love you. Bye.
Bye.